Why? What has happened?
I think on the way to the lesson I hit my foot against a rock and it hurts.
Oh, how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Samadhi, you must be careful.
Okay. So this must, as you can see children, when my colleague Miss Niranji gave me the warning, she said must be careful. When we speak, we can just say must be careful. You can hear it in our voice. But how we can show this attitude, the tone when we come to writing? Well, yes, we can do that by using punctuation mark. So welcome with another lesson special design for the grade 10 students, and with me I have my friend Miss Niranji, and hope you are feeling better than me today.
Yes, I am. Right. Hello children, how are you feeling today? I think you are also feeling better than Miss Samadhi. Right. And welcome to the English lesson of Guru Gedara.
And children, as I said, be careful how we are going to show this in our writing. Well, yes, we have to use punctuation marks. And in today's lesson, Ms. Niranji, we are going to teach our students how to use capitalization and exclamation marks when it comes to writing. So children, you already know, or you will get to know today, that writers use capital letters and punctuation marks to help the reader to understand well what is written. Just like how my colleague told me, be careful, when we write that in a sentence, we have to show the expressions, the emotion, and there where we have to use these punctuation marks to understand and to give the necessary meaning. So saying that, we are starting off our lesson today with capitalization. So Miss Niranji, all the sentences begin with a capital letter. Our students already know that.
Yes, they know that.
And shall we give them an example?
Yes, I think it would be better.
So children, as you can see on the screen,
we enjoyed reading the book.
So children, as you can see, the first letter W is capitalized because it's the beginning of the sentence. So we enjoyed reading the book.
Those girls have finished cleaning.
So the first word, those, and we capitalize the first letter T. So those girls have finished cleaning. Just like that, all the sentences, whether it is a question, negative form, affirmatives, all the sentences begin with a capital letter. Remember that. And apart from that, the next point where we use capital letters would be when we write the personal pronoun I. So whenever we write the word I, we have to use the capital letter. It doesn't matter whether it is the beginning or the middle or the end of the sentence, you have to use I in capital. Remember that. So Miss Niranji, shall we give our students some examples?
Yes. Look at this example, children. Do you want me to make you a sandwich when I come back home? It is a question, children. You can say that I is in capital.
And next point, we have to capitalize the first word in a direct quotation. My dear children, you already know the direct indirect speech. And when it comes to direct quotations, when we are writing what somebody has said within inverted commas, we have to capitalize the first letter. So as they can see in the example,
sure, I'll get you a sandwich, Sam said.
So Sam is saying, sure, I'll get you a sandwich. So sure, the first letter S is capitalized because it is within inverted commas and it is written as a direct quotation.
And the second one is, what kind of bread do you want? Met me asked.
So here again, W is capital because that is inside the quotation marks, as you can see. And the next point, we must always capitalize the names of people, their initials, the initials of the names, abbreviations and the titles.
And the examples are, children, look at this. Mr. Edrimanna, SWK Bithanage, Dr. Emalka Pumal, and Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson.
That's correct. So when it comes to Mr. Edrimanna, you can say it is like the abbreviations we have used for master, that is Mr. MR, the M is capitalized. And again SWK Vithanage, well, the initials are capitalized. And Dr. Emalka Pumal, that is like the title, the post, doctor is written, D is capitalized again, and Prime Minister, that is the title, the Prime Minister, both P and M are capitalized here. And Lester B. Pearson, the name, the first letters are capitalized again. So remember these names, the proper nouns, given names, when we write them, we have to capitalize the first letter. And then Ms. Niranji, we are moving to another point.
Right.
We have to capitalize names of roads, mountains, rivers, or any given name. So, okay, I'm going to tell you a common noun. Can you tell me a proper noun?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, then first one, road.
Vajra Road.
Vajra road. So, both are capitalized because that's a given name. How about a river?
Mahavali River, the longest one in our country.
Yes, you got that correct. And theatre?
Tower Hall Theatre, where we go to watch dramas.
I hope you have been there several times.
Yes, I have been.
And a school?
Sumana Vidyalaya.
Correct. So, children, as you can see, all the names, all the proper names, they start with a capital letter. So, do remember this point, especially when it comes to your writing task, where you have to write paragraphs, the notices, notes, especially essays. We see many students make these mistakes when it comes to punctuation marks. You forget to put the full stop, you forget where to capitalize. So, these mistakes will cost you your mark. Your marks will be deducted. So, make sure you don't do them. So, you have to go through your answers again before you hand it over, and when you do that, specially keep an eye on for punctuation marks, because in the marking scheme, a mark is given for that as well.
So, 2 marks out of 10 will be given for them.
Yes, that is quite important. Remember that point. And Ms. Niranji, next point, we do not capitalize. Just like the places where we have to capitalize, we need to know where we do not capitalize as well. So, children, when it comes to the compass directions, like north, south, east, west, we do not capitalize those words when we write them in a sentence, except when they are an area or a section of the country, or we use those directions as a part of street addresses, only we will capitalize the first letter. Well, as you can see in the example, Ms. Niranji,
when water was scarce, on the west side, Aryans moved east.
So, in here, they moved east. That's the direction, and we haven't capitalized it.
But in west side,
it is capitalized. Because we are talking about a section or a side of a country. And the next one?
If you walk north on North Street, you will find the correct address.
Oh, yes. So, in here, North Street, that's the name of the street, that's why N is capitalized. But if you walk north, that's a direction again. We do not capitalize the first letter. And then we have?
The sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Well, this is a universal truth we all know of. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Both east and west, we do not capitalize. Why? Because here we are taking them as directions in the compass. We do not capitalize those words. Remember that point. And next we are moving to another point that you have to keep your eyes on. We capitalize the names of races, languages, nationalities, and the adjectives derived from them. Let me repeat it again. We capitalize the names, the first letter of the names of races, languages, nationalities, and the adjectives derived from them. So, Ms. Niranji, would you be kind enough to tell me a race? Can you name a race?
Sinhalese.
Sinhalese. So, which letter is capitalized again?
The first letter S is capitalized.
Yes. And a language?
Sinhala, or we can say Sinhalese.
Yes.
And there also S is capitalized, as you can see.
And the nationality?
Sri Lankan, our nationality.
Oh, yes.
And we are proud Sri Lankans.
We are. So, if you are proud Sri Lankans, you must write both S and L in capital letters when you write it. Remember, kids. And an adjective derived from these words?
Spanish music.
Do you like Spanish music?
Yes, I love.
Okay. And then we are moving to the point where we have to capitalize the name of languages. Now, when I check those written tasks, I have seen many students write English starting with a simple E.
Yes,
that
they make that mistake.
Yes, don't do that. That's totally wrong. When you write a name of a language, you must always start with a capital letter. So, the example,
My friend can speak Sinhala, English and Tamil.
so as the children can see, the letters of Sinhala, English and Tamil, the first letters are capitalized because they are names of languages. How about the next point though?
We have to capitalize the names of religions, the adjectives derived from them, the followers of each religion and their sacred writings.
Yes, correct. So, children, we have to capitalize. We must capitalize the name of religions and the adjectives derived from them and the followers of that religion and their sacred writings. For example, Buddhism,
Buddhist
and
society
that is an adjective,
and the Bible,
that is a sacred writing,
Christians,
that of course the followers. So, those such type of words should be started with a capital letter because they are names of religions and words related to them. Remember that point. Moving on to the next one. Here we have to capitalize the name of months, days of the week and holidays, but not reasons. Well, as a matter of fact, no matter how many times we emphasize on this, we find students make mistakes when it comes to days of the week. They tend to start it with a simple letters. That is totally wrong. You must always start the first letter when it comes to days of the week with a capital letter. Not only that, the first letter when you are writing the name of a month, the days of the week and the holidays should start with a capital letter. But remember, we never ever start the name of seasons with a capital letter.
Can you name the seasons?
Exactly, I was going to ask you and you asked me first.
Right.
So, we have spring.
Shall I name one?
Okay.
Summer,
Okay, I already said spring.
winter.
And we have the autumn.
Right.
Oh yes, so spring, summer, autumn, winter. When we write the names of the seasons, remember children, we do not capitalize the first letter. Except for that, the days of the week, the holidays and the names of the months, they always start with a capital letter. Ms. Niranji, shall we say out some examples for our dear children?
Right. Monday, December, Independence Day, and we don't start summer with a capital letter.
Exactly, that's why we put it in there. You do not start summer with a capital letter. It will be always simple when it comes to in the middle of the sentence. And next point, we capitalize titles. So specifically, what do we mean by these titles, Miss Niranji?
We capitalize important words in titles of movies, books, magazines, plays, newspapers, poems, TV shows and works of art, pieces of music and named structures. The first and last word of a title are always capitalized.
Oh yes. So children, as my colleague said,
There's a long list.
oh yes, there's a long list. Thank you for helping me out. But you have to remember the long list, so it will definitely help you out at the exams. We capitalize important words in titles of movies. Simply say the name of the book, the magazines, plays, newspapers, poems, TV shows, works of art, pieces of music, the name and the name structures. We always begin the word with a capital letter. And remember, if it is consist of more than one word, we always capitalize the first and the last word of the title. And moving for some examples, Miss Niranji, Pride and Prejudice, have you read that book?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lovely book,
Oh
a
yes,
novel.
it's a lively novel. And we have Percy Jackson. I'm pretty sure our children know this book by now. We have daily news. I read daily news every day.
Yes, the newspaper.
Oh yes. And we have Sing About. That's a nice play.
That is a play that I watched at theatre,
Oh,
Tower
wow.
Hall.
Okay. And we have the New York Times, a newspaper. To the Nile is a poem that you would find in the literature syllabus.
And Mona Lisa is the painting.
Oh yes. And we have One Moment in Time. That's a nice song that I love. And finally we have the TV program.
Guru Gedara,
Oh yes.
our favorite one.
Oh yes. So Guru Gedara, the first letters of both Guru and Gedara, they start with capital letters. And then we have to capitalize the letter, greetings and closings. What does that mean? So when we are writing a letter and when we give out our greetings, we have to start that with a capital letter. Not only the beginning, but when it comes to the closing as well. So in greetings, capitalize the first letter in all the significant words. For an example, Ms. Niranji,
To whom it may concern,
there we have to capitalize T of to, whom W, may M, and concern C. And even in it we have to capitalize I. The first letters are capitalized. And dear mum also we have to capitalize the D letter, and in mum we have to capitalize M. So all the words, their first letters will be capitalized when it comes to greetings. But the closing, how about the closing?
in closings we have to capitalize only the first letter of the first word and any proper noun.
Oh yes. So remember, though we capitalize the first letter in all the significant words at the beginning, when it comes to closing we don't do that. We only capitalize only the first letter of the first word. For an example, with love, you only capitalize the W in with. In love we don't capitalize L. And yours truly we capitalize U, we do not capitalize the T.
We capitalize Y.
Yes. So remember that point. And any proper nouns with love written by Samadhi, then you have to start Samadhi with a capital S. And now we are moving back to an exercise, shall we?
They need an exercise actually.
Oh yes, they must be feeling all this knowledge inside and they want to put it into practice. We are going to a small exercise. So children, here you have to rewrite the following sentences using capital letters where necessary. So
I'll read the first one.
Okay.
The class was getting ready to go on the field trip to the Dehiwala Zoo. Dehiwala Zoo.
So children, which letters we are going to capitalize here? So yeah, the beginning of the sentence should be capitalized, and as you can see, Dehiwala is a given name, so D should be capitalized. So if you write this sentence back using capital letters, you have to capitalize the beginning, the T, and when it comes to Dehiwala, you have to Dehiwala Zoo capitalize both the beginning of Dehiwala and Zoo. And the second one.
We visited Nuwara Eliya during the August vacation.
Oh yes. So children, what are we going to do here? Which letters will be capitalized? Well, the beginning of the sentence will be capitalized, that is W in V. And Nuwara Eliya is a name, a proper noun, so we have to capitalize that. And yet again, August vacation, we have to capitalize August because that's the name of a holiday. So A in August will be capitalized as well.
My friends love to watch the Iron Man movie. Even I love to watch it.
Same here, that makes two of us. So when it comes to this sentence, children, the first beginning, my M will be capital, and the name of the movie title is Iron Man, so you have to write both I and M in Iron Man in capital letters. Moving to the next one.
Mr. Stephen Hawking is one of the greatest scientists.
He is. So when we write this sentence again with the proper punctuation marks, we have to capitalize M in Mr. and Stephen we have to capitalize S, and Hawkins, the H will be capitalized as well.
Italian food is one of my favorite types of food for dinner.
Yummy. So when it comes to this sentence, we have to capitalize Italian, and the last one.
The Olympics will be held in Japan next year.
Oh yeah, so the Olympics is a proper name and the beginning of the sentence will be capitalized, and Japan is the name of a country, so it must be
Capitalized.
Yes, so that's why the Olympics will be held in Japan next year. As you can see, T, O and J in Japan, they are capitalized. So we learned about capitalization. What would you say if we learn another punctuation mark?
Yes, they should learn something.
Oh yes. So children, what would you prefer? Well, how about exclamation marks? Because you already told me be careful.
Yes.
So when
and you said ouch.
I said ouch. And yeah, it hurts.
Yes, I said how terrible.
Exactly. So when we want to show these strong feelings such as surprise, anger and joy, we use the exclamation mark.
Using an exclamation mark when writing is rather like shouting or raising your voice when speaking. Exclamation marks are most commonly used in writing quoted speech. You should avoid using exclamation marks in formal writing unless absolutely necessary.
So just like my colleague said, children, when we are writing in formal writing, we must refrain from using the exclamation mark. But whenever we are formally writing and to show our emotions, or the shouting or the raising of the voice, you can always use the exclamation mark, so the reader will get the idea, okay, there is a strong emotion in this phrase or clause or the sentence. So, as you can see on the screen, there's a man who is drowning himself, so he is shouting, help. When he say help, the voice is going up. So, when we write it,
we have to write the exclamation mark
at the end of the word help. So, another point, another place where we use the exclamation mark is to indicate strong feelings or a raised voice in speech. One example, she shouted at him, go away, I hate you.
He exclaimed, what a fantastic house you have.
Oh yes, it sounds like he is so mesmerized by it. And this one, good heavens, he said, is that true? So in here, good heavens, so surprised to show the emotions, we have used exclamation mark at the end of heavens.
And help.
Help, we are using exclamation mark. Shut up, yet again exclamation mark.
Stop.
Okay, I will stop. So here we have to use exclamation marks to show the strong emotions and the feelings. And then the next point, many interjections. Now my questions, what does it mean by interjections? Interjections are words that we use to show strong emotions or feelings. For example, ouch, hi,
Yes.
wow. So these are called interjections. So many interjections, not all children, many interjections need an exclamation mark. For example, hi, what's new? There we have to use exclamation
Yes, after
hi.
Right. And the second example is,
Oh.
when are you going?
Oh yes, oh, we are using the exclamation mark after that interjection, oh. And the last one, as I said at the very beginning of the lesson, ouch. It shows that I am in pain, that hurts. So after these interjections, we got to use the exclamation mark. So when you write, when it comes to your writing, when you use these interjections, make sure that you use exclamation mark after it. So the reader will definitely get the emotion or the idea that you wanted to express, and your writing will be better. And then, not only that, when it comes to non-question sentences, they are not questions. They are more like you are telling these sentences to yourselves or the people that you are with. It is not a question. So, these non-question sentences beginning with what or how is often an exclamation and requires an exclamation mark. For
Right.
example,
How beautiful you are.
oh, thank you very much. You too. So, just like my colleague said, how beautiful you are. That is not a question. She just said that as a sentence. What idiots we are.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. So, when it comes to what idiots we are, that's not a question. It's a non-question sentence.
And how pretty she looked in that dress.
Oh yes, I would say that to you. So that means she looked very pretty in that sari, in that dress. And now we are moving to an exercise our dear children have in their pupils book. So children, take out your pupils book and turn to unit 5, activity 3. There you can find this activity. Here you have to go through the dialogue with us and you have to see whether the exclamation mark they have used in places, whether they indicate surprise, happiness, negative feeling, so and so forth. So at the end we will be doing filling up a grid together, as you can see in the activity. So shall we do this dialogue with our student? Miss Neranji, what do you say?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay then. So I would be Randuli.
And
you
I
can
will be Tashmi.
Okay.
Hmm.
So good morning.
Good morning, Randuli. Did you go to the park after the Shramadana?
No, I didn't have time. Shall we now?
Okay, I'd love to.
Hello.
We are going to the park. Would you like to join us?
No way. I never go there. The garbage pit.
Not anymore. You didn't join us in the Shramadana.
Shramadana? I didn't know about it. We were not here during the last 3 weeks.
Really? Then join us. Let's go.
Wonderful. I can't believe my eyes.
I'm happy that we contributed to make the place clean and attractive too.
Look, the garbage bins are kept over there. So it is easy to maintain the cleanliness.
Let's go in. I want to go on a swing.
Swing? No, I can't. I'm afraid of that. So, My dear students, I hope that you were reading the dialogue with us, and now we are going to see how we can list out the utterances in the conversation that we did that was ending with exclamation mark, whether they were talking about greeting, expressing surprise, positive feelings or a negative feelings. So here we go. When it comes to greetings, Ms. Naranji,
That's good morning and good morning Randuli. Hello.
those are for the greetings. And to express surprise, we use Shramadana. I can't believe my eyes. Look.
And to express positive feelings, wonderful, not anymore.
And for the negative feelings, no way, the garbage pit, swing, because I'm afraid of swings, I sound negative. So this is how you figure out where the utterances should go, whether they are to show a greeting, express surprise, positive feeling or a negative feeling. I believe you know how to use punctuation marks properly, especially when it comes to capitalization and exclamation mark. So when it comes to capitalization, remember we always capitalize the first letter of proper names. That means given names, not the common names. When it comes to proper names also, the names of people, the things, the places, we discuss about many points. I hope that you can remember and you have noted them down. And again for exclamation mark, we use exclamation to show the surprise and happiness, the negative feelings, the positive feelings and greetings, right Miss Niranji?
Yes, that's correct.
So children, you should know how to use, how to identify places where you have to use the punctuation mark and to use them properly. And Miss Niranji, in case our dear children miss the lesson,
Yes, you can follow us, the Guru Gedara programs on Channel I. And if you miss these lessons, you always can log on to YouTube channel and watch our programs on Channel NIE. And until we meet with an interesting lesson, stay safe children and
goodbye.